The history of the Football Association. The Ghana Football Association was formed in 1957, affiliated to CAF and FIFA. The Ghana Football Association succeeded the Gold Coast Football Association, which founded in 1920 and one of the oldest football associations in Africa. The Ghana national football team represents the Football Association and has done so since the 1950s. Prior to 1957, the team played as the Gold Coast. The team is nicknamed the Black Stars after the Black Star of Africa in the flag of Ghana. Cape Coast and Accra were the first cities in sub-Saharan Africa to host formal leagues in the Gold Coast. As popularity of the game grew, other amateur clubs were formed along the coast, including Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Ghana's most successful team with 24 league titles and winners of the African Clubs Championships in 1970 and 1983, reformed as the CAF Champions League in 1997. Accra Hearts of Oak, Ghana's most recent winner of the CAF Champions League in 2000, are Ghana's second most successful side with an impressive 20 league titles. International success. In 1963, Ghana won the bid to host the 5th Africa Cup of Nations. Charles Gamfi, who became the coach in 1961, won successive Africa Cup of Nations titles in 1963 and 1965. After triumph in 1965 in Tunisia, Ghana hosted and won the 13th edition of the African Cup of Nations in 1978, and 4 years later won it again in Tripoli, Libya. Their domination of this tournament earned Ghana the nicknames of the Black Stars of Africa in the 1960s. Ghana have won the African Cup of Nations 4 times, in 1963, 1965, 1978 and 1982, and have been runners-up 5 times, in 1968, 1970, 1992, 2010 and 2015, making Ghana the 3rd most successful team in the competition's history, one behind Cameroon on 5 and behind to Egypt, who have won a record 7 titles. History was made in August 1962 at the Accra Sports Stadium, where Ghana played Spanish giants Real Madrid in an enthralling 3-3 game, featuring Puskas, Di Stefano and Francisco Paco Gento, 3 of the greatest players in their history. Real Madrid, who were at the time Spanish champions, former European champions and intercontinental champions. Ghana has enjoyed tremendous success at youth level, winning the FIFA World Under-17 title twice. Ghana became the first African country to win a medal in football at the 1992 Summer Olympics, and in 2009, Ghana became the first African country to win the Under-20 FIFA World Cup by beating favourites Brazil. Ghana, despite its history at youth level, have only made impact on the senior and world level, most notably in the 2006 World Cup in Germany, reaching the last 8, being agonisingly knocked out on penalties to eventual 4th place Uruguay. The women's game in Ghana has made strides as well, having participated in 2 World Cup tournaments and the Olympic Games. They finished runners-up to Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations series in 2006. And in 2018, led by Yusuf Bisagi, Ghana defeated Ivory Coast to win the Maiden Wafu Women Cup tournament held in Ivory Coast. Players. Ghana have a rich history in world football, having been crowned Under-17 and Under-20 world champions and unprecedented 3 times for a nation from the African continent. However, Ghana are now making an impact at youth and senior level. But despite only making an impact on the world and senior level on 3 occasions, Ghana have graced and earthed some of Europe's finest and decorated football players. Players such as Abedi Pele, Stephen Appiah, Samuel Kuffour, Michael Essien and Tony Yeboah. And the diaspora in Jerome Boateng and Marcel Desailly, both World Cup winners with Germany and France respectively. Abedi, nicknamed Abedi Pele for his mercurial talent and success with European champions Marseille in 1990, Stephen Appiah and Samuel Kuffour, incredible leaders, both having played for some of Europe's finest clubs in Juventus and Bayern Munich. Michael Essien, a mainstay and a part of the successful Chelsea team in the noughties, and Tony Yeboah, a phenomenal goal scorer in England and Germany. And the diaspora, to name in Jerome Boateng and Marcel Desailly, both at their peak for Bayern and AC Milan, the best defenders in the world. Not only at senior level, Ghanaians are having a significant impact at youth and academy level as well, notably in the UK, Italy and in Germany.